Benjamin's story began in a neighborhood where dreams were often laughed at and where life felt heavier than the buildings leaning over the cracked sidewalks. His mother worked double shifts at a dry cleaner, and his father drifted between jobs and arguments, never staying long enough to be reliable. Benjamin learned early that promises came cheap, especially from adults who were drowning in their own storms. The world around him taught him struggle before it taught him hope. By 14, Benjamin understood what it meant to feel forgotten. His father claimed he would show up to watch him play in his first community football match. Benjamin waited at the edge of the field, scanning the crowd even after the game ended. Parents hugged their kids, teammates celebrated, but Benjamin's eyes kept drifting to the empty space where his father was supposed to stand. That night, when he walked home in silence with his boots dusty and his heart heavier than ever, he felt the first crack of a realization he wasn't ready to face: life didn't always give you who you needed. School wasn't much kinder. He was smart, but poverty had a way of shoving education down the priority list. Some days he skipped school just to help his mother carry the load, cleaning apartments, folding clothes, doing whatever paid a few extra dollars. His classmates never understood why he was always tired, why he never joined after-school activities, or why he seemed older than his age. No one knew about the nights he studied under a flickering lamp because the electricity bill hadn't been fully paid. No one saw the struggles behind his quiet determination to keep going. At 16, he failed an important math exam, not because he didn't understand the subject, but because he trusted the wrong friend. Liam had promised to tutor him, but every session turned into jokes, distractions, or last-minute cancellations. The night before the exam, Liam didn't even pick up the phone. Benjamin walked into school unprepared, relying on luck rather than effort, and luck abandoned him just as people often did. When the results came in, the red ink on his paper cut deeper than any wound he'd ever felt. His mother didn't scold him. Instead, she asked quietly, "Why do you rely on people who don't rely on themselves?" The question lingered like a shadow behind him. It followed him to his room, into his dreams, and onto his shoulders the next morning. He didn't know how to answer. All he knew was that he was tired of being disappointed, tired of feeling like life was 2 steps ahead while he struggled to catch up. When he turned 17, he found a weekend job stocking shelves in a grocery store. It wasn't glamorous, but it was his first experience earning money with his own hands. It also became his first lesson in discipline. On his first week, he arrived late twice, still used to relying on others to wake him. His manager didn't shout, he simply told him, "Life respects those who respect their own time." Benjamin felt something sting inside him, not humiliation, but the pain of truth. Then there were people like Jordan, loud, reckless, charming in a dangerous way. He was the type of friend who called Benjamin only when he needed something. Money. Homework. A place to sleep after a fight at home. Benjamin gave and gave, thinking generosity earned loyalty. But when Benjamin's grandmother passed away and he needed someone to talk to, Jordan didn't even reply. Sitting on the cold steps outside the funeral home, Benjamin realized the world was full of people who would take until there was nothing left of you. One morning, after a long night of overthinking, he walked to school late again and missed a scholarship interview he had been counting on. He had told 3 friends to remind him. None did. The opportunity slipped from his fingers, and the guilt was suffocating. Standing alone in the hallway, he pressed his forehead against the locker and whispered, "I can't keep living like this." It wasn't anger that consumed him. It was realization. A painful, undeniable truth: no one was coming to save him. That day became the turning point. Benjamin started waking up at dawn, not because anyone told him to, but because he refused to be the boy who missed out. He wrote small goals on sticky notes and placed them on the wall. He cut down time with friends who drained him, even if loneliness followed him like a second shadow. He studied on lunch breaks, reviewed his notes on bus rides, and trained himself to solve problems without waiting for someone else to step in. His transformation wasn't obvious at first. He still struggled. Some days he felt unstoppable, other days he felt like collapsing. There were moments he slipped back into old habits, oversleeping, procrastinating, avoiding responsibility. But every time he stumbled, he forced himself to rise, whispering the words that anchored him, "No one is responsible for my future except me." Slowly, the world began to shift. Teachers noticed his improvement. Customers at work praised his dedication. His mother smiled more often, seeing the man he was becoming. Mr. Holloway, his store manager, became an unexpected mentor. He saw Benjamin's effort and shared his own story, how he had once lost everything because he built his life on people who weren't stable themselves. "Strength is built," he told Benjamin, "not given." Those words etched themselves into Benjamin's heart. From then on, he treated every shift, every task, every opportunity as training. He wasn't just stacking shelves. He was building character, building resilience, building a version of himself he could count on. By his final year of school, a new scholarship program opened, one that could change his life permanently. Fear whispered that he wasn't good enough, that kids from his background rarely made it. But determination spoke louder. He worked on his application at night after long shifts. He practiced his speech repeatedly, staring into the bathroom mirror until he could recite it flawlessly. He didn't ask friends for help. He didn't wait for encouragement. He pushed himself because he finally understood the power of self-dependence. The day of the interview became a test of everything he had learned. The bus stalled halfway there, and panic rose in his chest. The old Benjamin would have frozen, waiting for rescue. But the new Benjamin stepped off the bus, tightened his backpack, and ran. He sprinted through streets, dodging traffic, lungs burning, legs shaking. But he didn't stop. He arrived 5 minutes early, sweaty and breathless, but present. When the panel asked him what motivated him, he answered with unshakable honesty, "I became tired of waiting for people who couldn't show up for themselves. So I decided to show up for me." Weeks later, a white envelope arrived. He opened it with trembling hands. He read the first line once, twice, then a third time to be sure. "We are pleased to inform you." Tears filled his eyes. His mother cried in relief. All the missed opportunities, the disappointments, the days of hunger, the nights of exhaustion, they all led here. Not because he was lucky. Not because someone saved him. But because he saved himself. He built structure where there was chaos. Discipline where there was fear. Courage where there was once hesitation. Years later, Benjamin stood on a stage at his college graduation ceremony, the first in his family to ever attend. He wore a gown that felt like armor and carried a presence shaped by struggle. When he spoke to the audience, he didn't talk about awards or achievements. He talked about hardship, loneliness, and learning to become his own foundation. "Life changed when I stopped expecting someone else to make it easier," he said. "I am here today because I refuse to let my circumstances decide my future." As applause filled the auditorium, Benjamin looked out and realized he had become everything he once wished someone would be for him: dependable, disciplined, strong, successful. He walked off the stage with the quiet confidence of someone who had earned his place in the world. He was no longer the boy waiting for others. He was the man who built himself piece by piece. And that was his greatest victory.